What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out in the garage. You know how we do around here, all raw and unedited. If you have not been with me before, I've been reselling full-time on eBay for 8-ish years, but been buying and selling on eBay since 2000, so 25-ish years. So been around a while. Hopefully we can help you along your journey a little bit. That's the hope. We're gonna cover comments like we normally do, and then we're gonna go over sales. And we're going to wrap it up. We're going to make this one shorter because obviously yesterday was a long video. Today will be a shorter video because we don't have as many sales. Yesterday we obviously over the weekend we get a ton of sales, or we have been getting a ton of sales. That's, obviously Monday's usually the busiest. But because it's fourth quarter, holidays, you know how things are going, or hopefully you know how things are going. Hopefully things are going well in your neck of the woods. Hopefully your sales are going well. If not, get stuff up on eBay is the best thing I can say. I put like 3 things up between yesterday and today, and I already had 2 of them sell. I haven't put a ton. Actually, 4 things sell. Three things sell. I put more than 3 things up on eBay. I put several things up on eBay recently, and 3 of them have already sold. Let me rephrase that. But we have a total of 9 sales. We'll go over those, the dollar amount, and see what sold. But let's dive into comments. I don't have a whole lot happening except for little issue with eBay, not negative, but neutral feedback with things that are, customers that aren't just, what's the word? Not very understanding customers. So I shipped out an item last Monday. The customer received it yesterday. So it took 7 days for the post office, or 6 days for the post office to get the item to the customer. Well, you had Thanksgiving in the middle of that. And there's a lot more stuff happening with the post office. So delays are to be expected around this time of year. But they leave me neutral feedback saying, I won't go over, I'm not going to pull up the comment, but basically real quick comment says, the item was good. However, shipping was slow. So they left me neutral feedback. So I'm like, come on, man. Like, you had Thanksgiving in between. Like, come on, man. Normally it would have delivered on Friday, but because of Thanksgiving, it delivered on Monday. Like, come on, man. Anyway, that's how, I'm not going to complain because neutrals could be a negative, right? They could have really been a douchebag and went negative, but they didn't. I did request, you can go into the feedbacks in your feedback, and you can actually do a request revision, which will go to the customer, and you type in a little note, which I said like, hey, it was holidays. I didn't ship it late, so it wasn't anything that I caused. It was the post office and the fact that it was a holiday that's to be expected to deliver a day or 2 later than normal. It was, so if you could please revise the feedback. They only have 6 feedback on their profile, so I highly doubt that I'm going to get any reply from them. I'm not going to hold my breath, but that's all you can do is really submit the request, or request the revision. So if you ever have any negative feedback or neutral feedbacks, and you feel that it should not have been, you can always request it through the customer, or from the customer. eBay won't even entertain doing anything typically unless you do that first. And then sometimes after that, they'll step in. You can do a request feedback review from eBay, and then you can always call eBay. So there's a few different ways you can do it, but typically it's one step at a time. Step 1 is ask the customer. Step 2 is submit the online revision request or removal. And then again, if it's a negative, and then I'm not worried about the neutral really, but and then third would be to call eBay. So those are kind of like the steps in which you would want to try to have a negative feedback. Obviously, my situation right now is a neutral, so I'm not concerned about it. It doesn't negatively impact your rating. In fact, I just watched a video saying that since as of 2025, eBay is no longer impacting your account negatively with feedback from customers, that they're viewing that as just a customer feedback thing, where eBay used to look at that as a performance thing for your account. So I didn't know that. So that's another little tidbit for any of you guys that are watching. That's new to me. So I was like, interesting. So that's good, because the feedback is very subjective sometimes, some customers are more anal than others. I mean, it is what it is. Some customers are more understanding than others. Some experiences you had no no partaken at all. It was post office, and it becomes a terrible experience for the customer because they lost the package or whatever, and then they find the package, deliver it, and it just causes delays, and then they want to take it out on you as the seller. And so I'm glad, that and although you can individually fight those feedbacks, and I have in the past, I've had many feedbacks overturned in the past, whether it be the customers graciously doing it, or whether it's me fighting with eBay to have it removed because it was nothing that I could control, or situations where something happened and I've got returns on, but the customer, instead of doing a return, just decided to leave me bad feedback, where I communicated with the customer. I've got returns on, free returns on. They could have simply returned the item, got their money back. They didn't. In the past, eBay's been good about removing those feedbacks when it's kind of like bogus, stuff, basically. So anyway, it's nice to know that it's not really impacting the account. I mean, obviously, as a buyer, you look at that feedback score and say, oh, that's a good seller, that's a bad seller. So perception to a customer is you still want to have a higher feedback, but as far as impacting your account, it doesn't really impact your account, I guess, anymore, as it once did. It doesn't suppress your listings or not put you up at the top or whatever, because usually those things would impact, having bad feedback would impact that stuff. Now it's basically solely off of like what impacts your account are like things like defects, things that you can control that are going to make eBay look bad, that make you look bad, like, not handling a case right on a return or something, or customers disputing something, you're not taking care of the customer, things of that nature. So anyway, let's go ahead and cover comments. So that's my little nugget for the day. We've got, let's see, starting off with TJ Killer says, yes, Fayetteville. I'm no longer active. I medically retired back in 2013, full-time mailman now. Well, good deal. Well, that's, thank you for your service. And I appreciate you watching. My dad's 20-year retired here at Pope Air Force Base before it turned into Bragg Airfield now, or Pope Airfield for the Army. But either way, that's what landed us here. So there's that. And then also, how about them Panthers? I'm not a big Panthers fan. I mean, I'm here in Carolina country, so I guess I kind of have a little soft spot. I was here when they started. I've been to a few of the games, but I'm a Lions fan. So go Lions. There you go. All right, next one up is What's on My Shelf. What's on My Shelf says, box tip, free boxes at Target and grocery stores. Walk around Target. If they're flattened, sitting on carts, if the employee is there, ask. They will always say yes. You never have to check with any employee, but it just calms them down if they freeze like a startled deer. I could see that. You just go pick up some boxes. Like, ask first for sure. They always say yes. Let's see. When going to the grocery stores or drugstores, walk around, look for flattened boxes. Avoid the produce section due to stains and moisture. Yes, I agree with that. Any other materials in which would be appetizing to mold. If you ask for help from an employee, they suggest checking with produce, but tell them you prefer boxes not with food remnants. Another great store is Dollar Store, or a dollar store. They're always flattening boxes and hanging around the aisles. Take caution as they're brittle and not suitable for shipping. I agree with that. I'll be honest with you. Good tip. What's on my shelf for anybody that's new that's watching? I would say I just let my family and friends know that what I do. They all know what I do. And so they all, well, not they all, but like a couple of my friends, my mother-in-law, my parents, they all hold boxes for me. And then every so often they're like, I got a bunch of boxes for you. And so I'm like, get a plethora of boxes, or I'll get a big trash bag full of packing material, or, whatever. So, and then obviously the boxes that we get, through Amazon, because my wife orders stuff all the time, so we're always getting boxes. I've always got boxes laying around. But if you don't have that luxury, then definitely going to stores is definitely another way to get free packing boxes for sure. So good tip. What's on my shelf also says, I've got so many carts to open, clean, and replace batteries if needed. Same. I just, the cart games have a special place in my heart. even though I've got all of them already. I've picked through the ones I want, and but if I don't have to sell it, I'm not going to sell it yet. Because they are hard to come by too. It's not like you come across cartridge games all the time. So I mean, although I got a huge hoarder pile of cartridge games from the 90s, that doesn't mean that if I go through all of them, I'm going to keep finding them, because although I will keep finding them, it's nice to have a big hoard pile. I don't know. Method to my madness. I'm weird. Anyway, hell, I literally just went upstairs and started pulling some PS2 games that list this morning, and I have a stack of loose discs, and I start going through these loose discs because I forgot what the hell was in them. I had about 17, no joke, copies of either Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort, and that's not including another probably 20 copies that have the folded, you know how like they come in a little folded envelope things that they had them in. I've got another about 20 of those that either are Sports Resort or Wii Sports. So I probably have like 35-ish, 40 copies of Wii Sports Resort that I've collected over the past, I don't know, 2 years or so. I haven't sold a darn one of them. They're just keep accumulating. And all of them are tested. I've sent a couple of them out to get resurfaced, got them back, tested them. They fire up great. So I was like, I don't need to, I know those are like $20, $25 pops. I believe they're still $20, $25 pops at this point. I don't think they've gone down. I don't need to sell them, but I know they sell, and they sell quick. Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort sell quick. But I don't need to sell them. I did find another pile of Switch games I didn't even know I had. I got another 15 Switch games I got to put up today too. So that's my plan today. I put up like 10 PS2 games earlier. When I get off of here and get done packing, I'm going to put up, it's a cold, dreary, rainy day today. So not a whole lot on the agenda. So just list. So I'm going to be listing. So I got another pile of all those loose discs. And there's some good titles in there, like Zelda for Wii U, Breath of the Wild, or I forget which one it is, but it's like the $50 one. There's some, the Marios, all that, so all the good Sonic Colors, which is like a $15 game, I want to say. So all around that 15 and up range are all the loose discs. So I've got about, 20 loose discs, and then I've got about another 15 Switch games. So my goal today is to get through those two things. And that's not including the 10 or 12 PS2 games I just put up. So anyway, yeah. So lots of stuff, man. Lots of stuff. This is Joe Rice. Joe Rice. Hey, Joe. You ever find a TV VCR combo when you're outsourcing? Believe it or not, when I do, don't come across them often, but I love them. I also love VHS players, and I love the DVD VHS combos. I know they're big, but they're easy to ship for me. I don't mind shipping big stuff. And they're always, like, if they're name brand, they're typically good money. And you can normally get them for pennies on the dollar, which is great. But yes, TV, VCR combos. It's been a while since I haven't been sourcing a ton out in the wild. It's been more so through Marketplace, so it's more honed in on the things I'm looking for. But when I am outsourcing in the wild, believe it or not, I come across them every now and then, and every time I do, even if it's like Emerson, like a shit brand, obviously you want the Sony or the Panasonics or whatever, but even if it's a shit brand, especially if it's the flat screen ones, the old school tube TVs that are the flat screen tube TVs, the quote unquote high def tube TVs that came out like in the late 90s, early 2000s, that have like quote unquote HD, which obviously, but anyway, those are the good ones for sure, because then you can list them as like gaming TV, gaming monitor, gaming, and those always go for a couple $100, $200, $300, $400, depending which model. Normally I don't go over like 27-inch, because once you get over 27-inch, it gets too heavy, too big, too bulky. But anything under 27 inches, I will mess with. I've shipped quite a few of those out in my day. But anyway, been searching at flea markets and thrift stores down here in Florida for past 6 months. I haven't come across one yet. Really? Surprisingly enough, I even see them on Marketplace occasionally. I just don't. When they're on Marketplace, people want too much for them, like $100 or something, $150, and I'm like, that I could probably get $200 for it. It's not worth me getting it at that point. It's just too big, too bulky, too much packing, too much effort. Like when I can pick them up for $20, $25, $10. it's worth it because you know, they could sell for $200-300, and so that's worth my time to do all that and deal with that. And I always have to get a special box because none of my boxes are big enough to put those TVs, especially after packing them. You got to pack them really good with lots of insulation. So it's always more of a chore. I normally have to go to my pack and ship place and get myself a nice big, like 30 by 30 box, especially if it's 27 inch or like a 34, 30. Anyway, a big box that I got to pay like $20 for just for the box, or $25 just for the box. This the adjustable boxes that have all the perforations in them, and you can make them the size you want them. Anyway, I'm rambling, but yeah, you know, when you do, make sure it works. That's the one thing. You don't want to lug a 70-pound TV back to the house that doesn't work. I normally, every time I come across them, I ask, can I plug it in, make sure it powers on and works, and like load a DVD in it to make sure it you know, reads the DVD, because that's the next thing, is which will hurt the value, is if it doesn't work, the DVD or the VHS doesn't actually play. So believe it or not, the little 13-inch ones with a little DVD or VHS in those sell for like $100-150. I've sold quite a few of those in my time too. Anyway, next comment up is Chance Dizzled. Dang, Joe, you killed it with the video games. Awesome to see another update video. Your daughter has been using blue crayons to replace your Detroit Lions pride. I picked all the crayon, most of it. There's still little tiny pieces, but she went ham. I remember I sold a rare Detroit Lions hat from '91 when you guys were the NFC champs. I knew it was rare because of how fast it sold. Any old sports stuff that's like champion type stuff, Bulls stuff from the '90s, you know, Rockets. I mean, anything '80s, '90s, like championship related stuff, starter, Lee Sports, maybe even champs. I don't know. Anyway, a lot of that older stuff is valuable for sure. The old pullover starter jackets, yeah, man, those got some money to them. I remember we did a storage unit years back, and it was just clothes, but all the clothes were on racks, and you could see whole rack of just jackets, and mainly starter jackets and sports jackets. And I bid on it. I think I bid like 600 or something. I ended up winning it for, or $500-600. It was high, but it was worth it. It was worth it. There's the mail lady. That sucks. I'm gonna have to ask her if she'll come back, and she's the temporary lady, so she last time she didn't come back. My regular mail lady always comes back. I keep getting a late start. It's 11:30, so that's shame on me. But if I get the label on the stuff today and it goes out tomorrow, it ain't the end of the world. But I'm gonna run out there and see if she can come back. I'm gonna tell her, don't forget about me, because last time you forgot about me. But anyway, I knew it was rare because of how fast it sold, but nonetheless, another great video for a true professional in the game. Well, thank you, sir. I'm just your average Joe, man. I'm not I don't consider myself a professional. Just a little above average. But I look forward to the next update on the gravy train. I still need to list more. Same. I'm there with you. We have plenty of time to keep listing and keep milking the cow at this point, because it's fourth quarter and we still got about 2-ish weeks, give or take, to continue getting stuff up and continuing to you know, try to squeeze as much out of fourth quarter as we can. And then Mark, welcome back. He says, what brand were these Christmas lights? I don't know. They're Amazon brand. I don't know. Some Chinese Amazon brand, like it was $25 set, $25 light set. Let me go stop the mail lady real quick and let her know if she can come back for me. All right. It's actually not even my substitute mail lady. It's a new lady. But they all know. Do you have packages? Because I know Fred up at the Fred's the postmaster at our local post office. Me and Fred go way back. So Fred makes sure that I've been doing this a long time. Fred makes sure that anybody that takes my route that's a fill-in knows that I got packages on the front porch. You better get them, because otherwise I'm gonna get a phone call. So luckily we haven't had to deal with that in years at this point, because we've already gone through those motions. But Fred's got like a permanent thing for my address saying, make sure you check front porch for packages. So anybody that takes my route knows to check my front porch for packages. So I guess that's, again, a little luxury, doing this for so long. One of those little luxuries that you kind of, that just comes with the territory for doing it for so long. Yeah. So anyway, she's gonna come back. But Mark, yeah, I don't know what brand lights they were. They're Amazon brand. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for comments. Let's move into sales. So again, I had 9 sales. Let me make sure nothing else popped through. 9 sales. Oh, I got an offer. I do have an offer. Let's see what we got here. We got a little offer here. I just put this game up, SmackDown for PS2. Literally just put this up this morning. Got it up for $15.99, free ship. They offered $10. I will counter them at $15. How about that? That's $10. I see $10. That's just so cheap. People are so cheap on eBay too, man. I hate. Like, I love having offers on because, like, it helps get sales. In my opinion, at least it does. But I also hate offers because you get Yahoo send you like a third of what your asking price is. It's like, come on, man. No. All right. So anyway, let's get sales. We had a total of 9 sales for, refresh here, sir. Let's go to my orders again and awaiting shipment. 9 sales for $435.61. So crush the goal again. If you have not been with me before, my goal is 200 a day or 1,400 for the week. We've been absolutely crushing that for the better part of a month now. They just countered at 12. I'll probably go 14 and then that'll be it. But anyway, I'll worry about it. That'll be on tomorrow's video. But if they take it. But so again, 200 a day or 1,400 for the week, because you're always going to have ups and downs. You know, one day you may have 400, the next day you may have 50. But so we absolutely hit goal again, which is great. The one thing that sold, which was big, is one of the systems. Actually, no, that wasn't one of the systems. Yesterday when I went to the flea market, if you were with me yesterday, I went to the flea market, or not flea market, I went to the pawn shop, local pawn shop, because they had advertised on Marketplace PS4 Pro with, well, they had a whole bunch of video game systems they were letting go for $100. One of them that caught my eye was a PS4 Pro with the God of War controller. And I think I misquoted it yesterday. $100 is what I thought it was going for. But they actually sell for about 60 to 70, 50 if they're janky, a little janky. But, you know, if they're in nice condition, 60 to 70 bucks is what they're selling for. So I figured that'd be a good pickup. You know, controllers like $60, $70. PS4 Pro for me in the past have sold for like 180-ish, give or take. So I was like, you know, for whatever that is, 240 or whatever, 250, it was worth $100. So I ran up there. I got, the lady had held it for me, so I got it. And then they had a gold PS4, and I just so happened to have a gold PS4 controller that I was just in my pile. So, and it's been sitting on eBay for a better part of like a month, and nobody's bought it yet. So I was like, well, I'm going to buy that too. It's $100. All their systems right now, they're put out for $100. So I was like, okay, let me grab that too. Since I got the matching controller, I'm pretty sure I can get about 180 bucks or so out of that too. So I grabbed that as well. So pretty good pickup at a pawn shop, which is not normally the case because normally their prices are not $100 for systems. They're tested, 30-day warranty, cleaned for the most part. I did a little bit more cleaning on them. And all the cables that you need. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I brought them home. I tested them. I ended up keeping the God of War controller. I put the I didn't realize PS4 Pros have gone up a little bit, or at least right now they're selling for a little more, because I've seen quite a few of them going for like $250. I was like, oh man. So I put mine up for $230. I already got 2 watchers on it. Put that up last night, and obviously I bundled it with like 8 games, which also helps. And then I put the gold PS4 up for. I kind of wanted to keep it, but I was like, nah, Joe, you need to, you spent 200 yesterday. You want to try to double your money, right? So I ended up putting that one up for 200. I'll take like 180 for it, 175, 180. But I put it up for 200 because I seen a couple sell for 200. So I usually start high on systems, especially because I take the time to clean them. Obviously these I didn't have to do much cleaning on, but bundle them with the games, make sure it's got all the cables and all that good stuff. So both 1 terabyte. So we'll see. I mean, 430. Plus the red control, the gold one came with a red controller. I had the black controller or the gold controller with it. So then I just put the red controller up by itself for $30 free shipping. So obviously that's kind of like a wash because I took 1 controller out of my inventory to flop it. So that doesn't really count. But 200, 400-ish in profit, not including a controller that's $60, $70 I got to keep. So after fees and everything, assuming they sell for around what I got them up for, I'm up 150, give or take, maybe 200, 150-ish. And then again, that's not including the controller I kept out of the bundle. So anyway, sales. Yeah, let's get to sales because I don't want this to go too much over 30 minutes. We had Altec Lansing speaker sell. I grabbed both of these. Let's see. I had gotten 2 of these from the local flea market, basically. Man, when did I get this? I want to say it's been probably better part of 8 months or so that I picked these up. I want to say in the spring sometime, but I had 2 of them. One sold a while back. This one finally sold. It's a Altec Lansing Wi-Fi speaker. There's a better picture of it. It is sealed. Sold for $57 free shipping. Of course it's going to California, of course. So it's going to cost me like $15 to ship that thing out, maybe 12 to 15 to ship this thing out, unfortunately. But it's out of here and it's all pure profit at this point because the last one paid for both of them. So, and made a couple dollars. So the next thing that sold, I just put this Xbox One S up 2 nights ago, I believe it was. It was the night before last because last night I did the PlayStations. So it was the night before last, and it already sold, and it sold for premium. It sold for a premium. Normally I put these up for like 170, the Xbox One S's, and normally they sell for like 150. I get an offer for like 150. This one sold for the 170 out the door. I probably could have put it up for 180. Let me find this thing. Yeah, probably could have put that joker up for 180. Xbox white controller, PS4. Is this it over here? Xbox E, PS2 Slim. OG Xbox. Oh, here's the cats. You cats, you shitheads. N64. Where is the Wii, Zelda, PS3, N64? Switch, Xbox. Man, where did I literally just put this thing. Where you at? Xbox with the white controller. That's a 360 though. I don't have any systems down here anymore, so it's not there. PS2, Sega, OG Xbox, 64 Pro. Down here. Yes. Right here. All right. So anyway, it's got a bunch of games. I don't know, like 8 games or something like that. 8 games. System, 1 terabyte, headset, controller, the whole 9, cables. Again, sold for 170 plus shipping. Probably could have squeezed another $10 out of that. Simpsons Road Rage, and one of these sold finally. So I had a DJ Hero, and it was like the elite version, which I didn't know they made elite version. DJ Hero. Well, the elite version has its own like box that the DJ Hero sits in, and then the box has these legs in it, which has 4 of them. You put them on, you screw them underneath the box, and it basically lets you, you know, so you can sit in front of it, right? Its own little cool way. Well, my DJ Hero box was all jacked to heck. It was in bad shape. But I seen a couple legs sold, so I was like, well, let me put them up. This is like a year ago. Nah, maybe like 8-10 months ago. I saw some of the legs sold, so I put the legs up for a batch of 3 because I only had 3 out of the 4 legs also. So it didn't matter if the thing was good or not. I sold the DJ Hero out of it, I think. Yeah, that's gone. The DJ Hero that was in it sold. The box I threw away because it was all janky. And then the legs, I was like, well, I don't, you know, the legs sold, $14. One of them finally sold. I got 2 more. $14 plus shipping on the leg. Simpsons Road Rage, $16 free shipping. And of course, all of the games that are loose, I always put in a janky case, and then I put bubble wrap in between in the case. So just put this up yesterday on my batch of games from yesterday, which is Twisted Metal Black, because I put up what 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 games, 14 PS2 games yesterday. Twisted Metal Black sold for $25 free shipping on that one. Excuse me. PS1, the OG PS, or not the PS1 Slim. Let's be specific here. The PS1 Slim, if y'all know about the PS1 Slim, had the white controller, PS1. Sold for $15 plus shipping on that one. Army jacket. Let me find the Army jacket. Let's see. Old Army jacket, old PT jacket for any of y'all Army folks out there. Let me find it. Pretty sure this one's it right here. Yep. So I think it's got a tear in it somewhere, or a hole, or something. Normally these PT jackets, it's got a tear in it somewhere. I got a reed next to it, so I'm pretty sure it's got a tear or something in it. I'm not going to worry about finding it, but it does have a little blemish or a little tear or something in it. But the PT jackets, the Army PT jackets, these normally sell for about $30, give or take, depending on condition. This one does have a hole or something. Oh, it's the Army threading is jacked up on it. That's what it was. So the Army threading is jacked up on it. So ended up selling it for $20 free shipping. I've been sitting on this for quite a while, but so that sold finally. That's out of here. And I think the last thing, 2 things, the gray Chicago hat. I think that's up here. I got a bunch of Chicago Bulls hats that I got a long time ago, and they just one sells every several months. So there's one of them. Gray Chicago Bulls jacket sold for $15 free shipping on that, or no, $15 plus shipping. Sorry, plus shipping. And then I just put this up. This is the knockoff NES, the little NES entertainment system, but it's the knockoff. It's not the real one. How you can tell is obviously there's no Nintendo markings on it anywhere. You can also tell by, so this is the cheap Chinese version. You can also tell by the pins on there for the controller are those and not the other kind for the actual Nintendo. There's no markings on the controllers, and then it just feels cheap, but it's got like 600 games on it. I did have to purchase the AV to 3mm on Amazon for like $5, I want to say. I think that's what I paid for that, $6 shipped. But anyway, the whole get up, I had it up for $30. Somebody offered me 25 this morning. I literally just put it up like 2 nights ago. I was like, get out of here, let's go. So it was free in a bundle from the old man that I get, the bundles from my buddy, my old man storage buddy guy that I've talked about before. That was in a bundle, so that was just cash money on that. So, and they don't sell for much more than that because, let me show you the cat real quick, because they're the cheap knockoff version. Now, if you got the real version, come here, cat. Ow. Come here. Come here. You're gonna run away from me, really? I know. You're gonna go on YouTube. You're gonna be famous. You were a bane of my existence a year ago, and here you are now. You're hanging out. So here's the cat. This is the mama cat. This is mama cat. She's our outdoor. She's adopted us. She's our outdoor cat. I did get her fixed though because she had a litter of kittens, and we have one left, and she's staying with us. So anyway, there's the cat. Go. We bring them in the garage. Luckily, they use the cat litter, so we do have a little cat litter box over on the other side of the garage. When it gets cold, like last night, it got down to like 30, 29. When it gets cold, like under freezing, we bring them in the garage. They sleep in the garage. I just don't want them. I don't want a house cat. So I'm nice enough to let them hang out in the garage when it's cold out. Outside of that, they stay outside. And it's both of them. So I got to get the kitten fixed because it's a female too. So that's fun time. But anyway, there's my show off of the day. Showing off the cat. But that's it. Those are the sales. Again, hopefully your sales are going well. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for hanging out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you like the video. And comment. If you're new or been around a while, I love the comments. I love touching on those comments, and it helps kind of get things out of me that I wouldn't normally cover because I don't have an agenda. So it helps. It certainly helps to get me talking about certain things that you guys might be interested in or have questions about when it comes to reselling. So that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.